Hey everybody, I'm here today to answer a simple driving question. The question is, should you reverse park or forward park? Now, when you enter a parking lot, you basically have two options most of the time for parking your car. You can reverse into the parking spot or you can forward park in the parking spot. And both of these are great options because they both allow you to park the car nicely in the parking spot. Now, there are many situations that you can be in with regards to parking the car, and I'm going to outline a few of them and tell you when you should reverse park and when you should forward park. Now, I'm going to say this at the beginning of the video. I am a huge advocate of reverse parking as much as possible and as often as possible. But there are situations in which you should be forward parking instead of reverse parking. Now, this is why I prefer reverse parking as often as I can. When I'm pulling up to a parking spot and I'm going to reverse into that parking spot, I can pull up beside the parking spot in front of it, and I have a clear view of the parking spot. It's a defined area. I have a clear view of any obstructions, any pedestrians, any cars, any traffic, anything that's there, anything on the ground that's there. And when I reverse park, I'm reversing into a nice concrete defined area, okay? And I don't mean concrete as in the material. I mean concrete as in an area that is set between two lines, and it's a defined area that I've already scanned thoroughly before I reverse park in there. Then I reverse into the parking spot, and when I leave the parking spot, I have full clear vision in front of me. So I'm able to see everything in front of me when I leave the parking spot. So with that being said, when I reverse park, I can see everything before I reverse into the spot, and then I can see everything when I leave the spot. Now, on the other hand, when you forward park, you can see everything when you go into the spot because you're going in forward. So you have a clear view of the parking spot of that defined concrete area. But then when you are leaving the parking spot, you have to reverse out. And you are left turning your head, looking out the rear windshield, looking around the car. And yes, you have a good view of around the car, but it's not as good as the view when you're looking out the front. So you have a view that is lacking when you're reversing to leave a parking spot that you forward parked into. So that's why I like reverse parking, because you have a clear view when you go into the spot and a clear view when you leave the spot. Now, with that being said, there are some times in which I would recommend forward parking. Now, let me explain this. Let's say you go to a mall. It's Saturday. The mall is super busy. There's cars everywhere. There's traffic everywhere. There's pedestrians everywhere. I would recommend, for the sake of keeping everything nice and simple, that you forward park. Because if you want to reverse park, it does take up more space because you have to get that angle, then you have to reverse in, and the front end of your car swinging out when you're reversing in. It does take up more time and more space. And when you're dealing with a boatload of pedestrians and a boatload of cars in a parking lot that's already congested and there's already traffic, it's just easier just to forward park into that spot. Now, when you're leaving that spot, when you're reversing, you're going to have to go very, very slow because it's a congested parking lot in a congested mall with lots of traffic and lots of pedestrians. So you're just going to have to take it very, very slowly. But I would recommend forward parking in any situation in which it's congested, there's traffic, or you have limited time, because it's faster, it's easier, and it takes up less space. Now, obviously, like I said, when you're leaving that parking spot and you're reversing out of that parking spot, you have to be extra cautious to keep in mind that safety comes first. So with that being said, you do have to take that extra caution, but it is going to sort of keep everything nice and smoothly moving in that congested, trafficy parking lot. But if you have time and you have space and you're able to, I would recommend reverse parking as much as possible, unless you're limited with time or limited with space, or there's a specific situation that you just have to get into that parking spot quickly. In that case, I would recommend that you would forward park because it's faster, it's easier, and it's just more effective with regards to space and time effectiveness. But that's basically it. Reverse park if possible. If it's not possible, or if it's, too many things, too many hurdles to overcome, then just forward park. And that's basically it. That's my answer to whether you should reverse park or forward park a car in a parking lot. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. Do you reverse park or forward park? What are your tips for choosing whether you should reverse park or forward park? Let me know down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.